Never underestimate the quiet ones. Sometimes the most faded shadows hide the brightest strength. This story will prove it. The city was waking up slow, its rhythm measured in the hiss of bus brakes, the shuffle of commuters, and the buzz of early chatter. At a crowded bus stop on the corner of a busy street, people stood in loose clusters, clutching coffee cups and phones, each wrapped in their own world. Among them stood a young woman. She was slim, her light brown hair pulled back into a tight ponytail, her fitted tactical-style jacket hugging her frame neatly, and a small duffel bag hung from her shoulder. She kept her posture steady, her eyes scanning the ground, not timid, but watchful, as if she were calculating more than she let on. A group of teens leaned against the bus stop sign, loud enough to be heard by everyone around. One boy nudged his friend, tilting his chin toward her. "She looks like she's ready for gym class, not the city." "What's she even doing here?" he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. The others laughed, glancing at her with smirks, shaking their heads as if she was some kind of joke. To them, she looked ordinary, maybe even fragile. Nothing about her quiet stance suggested danger, or strength, or anything worth fearing. And the rest of the crowd treated her no differently. Some gave her the kind of half-glance reserved for strangers, dismissive, uninterested. Nobody there knew the truth. Nobody could see what she carried inside. Speech balloon before we move further. Drop in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing people from all over the world here. The taunts and laughter cut short in an instant when the screech of tires ripped through the air. The sharp sound of metal on metal followed. Two cars slammed into each other in the intersection just steps away. The force of the crash echoed through the street, glass flying, smoke rising, the smell of burnt rubber filling the cold air. For a heartbeat, everyone froze. People clutched their bags, gasping, some stumbling back instinctively. The teens stopped laughing, wide-eyed. The bus stop crowd stood rooted in place, the chaos just beyond their reach but close enough to shake them. But not her. The young woman dropped her duffel without hesitation. Her eyes sharpened, her body shifting instantly into controlled motion. In a few strides, she was at the wreck. Her fitted jacket pulled tight across her shoulders as she crouched low beside the driver's side door. "Stay with me, you're okay," she said, her voice calm, level, cutting through the rising panic like a blade. With a sudden force that shocked those watching, she gripped the twisted frame and bent it just enough to free the trapped driver. He stumbled out into the open air, coughing, leaning against her for balance. The crowd gasped. Another passenger pounded on the back window. She pivoted, her movements precise, efficient. With quick strength, she shattered the glass with her elbow, reaching inside to help the woman crawl out, guiding her away from the smoke. Every movement was practiced, like muscle memory honed over years of training. From the bus stop, the same teens who had mocked her stood frozen, mouths open. The girl they had laughed at only seconds before now looked like something pulled from a movie, controlled, strong, utterly fearless. Loudspeaker, if this moment shocked you as much as it shocked them, hit the like button. It helps more people see this story. The sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder as flashing red lights approached. The young woman stood again, brushing glass and dust from her jacket, her breathing steady as though none of it rattled her. Around her, the rescued passengers leaned against a railing, shaken but alive. The crowd behind her was silent. Nobody whispered anymore. Nobody laughed. They simply stared, caught between disbelief and awe. The tallest teen, the one who started the jokes, took a hesitant step forward. His voice was small now, nothing like the mockery from earlier. I'm sorry," he muttered, eyes dropping to the pavement. "I didn't think you were," he trailed off, unable to finish. She turned her head slightly, her gaze steady on him. Her voice was quiet but carried weight. Next time, don't measure someone by what you see. Strength doesn't always look the way you expect. The teen swallowed, nodding. The rest of the group shifted uncomfortably, shame replacing their earlier grins. The bus rolled up slowly, brakes hissing. She picked up her duffel bag, slung it over her shoulder, and stepped back toward the stop. People parted automatically to make space, not because she asked, but because her presence demanded it. As she climbed the bus steps, the same teen whispered to his friend, she looked like she could take on the whole world if she had to. Inside the bus, she found a seat near the window. Her reflection stared back at her in the glass, a face calm, but carrying stories no one at that stop would ever truly know. High voltage never judged by appearances. If this lesson resonated, subscribe now and join our community of storytellers.